Good evening, Drew.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to work on the intro because after today, I don't know if you can really address me as that.
Okay. Do I have to just call
Yeah.
you something else?
Well, I don't know. We'll
Okay,
we'll talk
okay.
about it when we get to my topic updates. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, have you ever banged your head against a particular technology problem for like a couple days,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and you get to a point where you're like, you start out and you're trying to tackle it, and you're like, okay, I'm missing something. Maybe it's just something in the documentation, or maybe it's something that isn't super obvious that you have to sort of dig around, and you sort of start Googling for some things, and you sort of start figuring it out. But then by like day 2 or day 3, you really start to wonder if you're the idiot,
Yep.
or
Yep.
or if what you're trying to do, you're the first person to ever try to do this.
Yep. Yep. Or
I
like you're missing something painfully obvious that everyone
Yes,
else knows but you. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been pendulum swinging between those two extremes for the past 3 days.
Yeah.
I've just been banging my head against something at work, and it's just it's irritating to me. I don't want to get into specifics, but it's part of it. Part of it is the product that I'm working with, and part of it is I honestly a little bit of a lack of understanding on my part about how people actually use this thing versus what I'm trying to do. So there's an admittable knowledge gap on my end, but at the same time, it should not be as hard as I'm making it out to be, but it should not be as hard as it is proving to be. But
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's stressful because you feel like you waste your time with this, and at the end of it, you're gonna look back and think, was it truly all worth it? And at this point, I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Okay, I have a lot of updates for the show today.
Okay.
So, we're going to start with the first topic on the list here.
Mm-hmm.
Last podcast, you brought up the fact that you bought a Odin handheld device.
Yes. Yes, I did.
You were nice enough to bring that to my home,
And then I forgot it there.
and you forgot it there. But we played games last weekend, and you brought it over, and you sort of showed it off to the people that were here. It's a very cool piece of technology. So you forgot it.
I did.
I texted you and I'm like, hey buddy, you'd like left. You'd been gone like 15 minutes when I realized it. So I figured you probably weren't too far to turn around, but you were just like,
Yeah. I saw the message and I'm like, fuck it. I don't care.
I just had visions of you getting the pop up on your CarPlay with all the shouty music in your car. And anyway,
Yeah.
so you left it here,
I did.
I put it in a safe place. And it sat there.
I wasn't worried.
I know, but I feel weird when people leave expensive things in my care. It's part of the reason I don't like driving other people's cars. I don't like being responsible for other people's children. Like I don't need that stress. But anyway, you left it here, and it sat there for a couple days, and I started to think to myself. I thought, do I really want one of these things? So I texted you and I said,
You should
hey,
give it a try. Yeah.
I texted you and I said, hey, I've got some games that I would like to try to put on this thing. And it was an exercise because, one, I wanted to see how easy it was to add games to it, because I own all these games. And
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
I'm not an idiot. And I have all these games. I need to say that. I have all these games.
Or
and
whatever. We're not cops here.
Yeah. Well, are we?
I don't know what you got in the mail, so.
Well, I own all these games and I didn't do anything illegal. All right, so I wanted to see how some of my favorite games that if I still had a PS2, I still have a working GameCube, but I can't find my controllers, so I can't play this game.
Okay.
Anyway, I said, hey, can I put some games on your Odin? And you're like, sure. So I read a little bit about it, and I read about how to like configure the games once you get them installed. So what I did is I put 4 games on your Odin.
Okay.
I put 3 PlayStation 2 games and 1 GameCube game.
Okay.
So the GameCube game I put on, or actually no, I'm going to do that one last. The PS2 games I put on there were Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4, and Burnout 3 Takedown.
Okay.
Burnout 3 Takedown to this day is still one of my absolute favorite games. And again, I have the game, and if I have looked in retro shops for a PS2 to play that game on, because I have extremely fond memories when I first moved to Columbus. Me and my roommate, just one weekend, that's literally all we did is we played that game. And there's a mode in that game where there are set pieces where you have to drive a car at high speed and try to cause a set number of like points of mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
So like there'll be like a busy intersection, and you have to hit traffic at just the right angle, and it sends cars in all directions, and those hit other cars, and then you get these big chain bonuses. It's just really, really fun. But what's special about that game is that I remember it was like the first game I ever played that ran at like a rock solid 60 frames a second.
Okay.
So I thought it was going to be a good test
Yeah.
of the hardware. Now, when you came over, you showed me how you were playing PSP games and things with like resolution scaling turned on. So I dropped Burnout 3 on there. I fired it up, and it ran, there's a little FPS counter in the upper right-hand side. It ran between like 40 and 55 pretty consistently.
Okay.
But then I turned off resolution scaling, and it was like rock solid 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
The game ran fine. What I realized was the analog sticks on this thing are not super great.
They're kind of constrained. There's not a lot of like range of motion. I got used to it relatively quickly. There's a lot of people out there that have basically what is the general thought about the best stick modification is to put switch analog sticks in there, tear off the caps, and get Vita caps and put the Vita caps on.
It wasn't a question of how they felt. It was I just had a hard time controlling my car on the screen with it. I felt like the inputs were not linear. So you would move the stick a little bit and it would move the car, but if you like yanked it to one side too far, it would like sort of overcompensate. So maybe there's a way to set dead zones, or maybe there's a way to set the type of input that it gives, but I just found it very hard to sort of control the game. Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4 played absolutely fine, even with like resolution scaling turned on, because there's not a ton of things going on the screen.
Yeah.
Those played great. Now, the one that made me realize that the last game that I put on there, the GameCube game I put on there, made me realize this isn't for me, was Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Again, a game that I absolutely adore, have really good memories of playing with my cousins. I still have the disc. I still have my memory card with all the golfers unlocked. Like, I can't find my controllers, but I still have all of that. And seriously, if I could just find some cheap GameCube controllers, I would hook it up to my TV in a heartbeat. It's such a fun little golf game. It's not quite arcade. It's not quite sim. That suffered from a lot of stuttering.
Yeah, I've not had great experiences with GameCube games out of the box, though usually if you spend some time like really digging into the emulator, you can get it to run pretty well. But it takes, and also like Nintendo GameCube is there's like 3 emulators. There's Dolphin MMRJ2 and Dolphin MMRJ. I don't know what any of that stands for.
Sure.
And some games run better on others. Some people swear by one, and it's a hot mess right now.
Yeah, I've never had good success emulating any Nintendo stuff other than like NES and SNES, and N64 I think is even sometimes a little bit of a crapshoot. But anyway, I really wanted that to. If Mario Golf had worked well on there, I would have bought one immediately, because I have been hankering to play some old GameCube games, and I just worry about. And like, you're right. Like I went into the emulator, and there are a ton of options in there that I have no idea what they do. And I'm just like, you know what? Nah, I'm not getting sucked into this trap.
It's fiddly. Yeah.
It is very fiddly. Yeah. But the PS2 emulator was pretty easy to sort of figure out like where to turn off the resolution scaling and all that. So that wasn't too bad. But I mean, I felt like it played the PS2 games that I wanted to play just fine. If it was able to do the GameCube emulation just a little bit better, and maybe it's just Mario Golf. I don't know, because it has to sort of show a very large depth of field 3D thing because it's golf.
I've had a game I wanted to play on the GameCube was a Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. And I can't get that to not crash at a particular point towards the beginning.
Okay.
And I downloaded the GameCube version of Simpsons Hit and Run. I couldn't even get that to launch past the title screen. Now, luckily for me, Simpsons Hit and Run was also on the PlayStation 2, and that thing runs wonderful.
I saw that. I saw you had multiple copies of that in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, one doesn't work, one does. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I should arrange to get that back to you at some point. We should probably like grab lunch. I don't know when the next time you're going to be anywhere, like even halfway between where you and I live.
Yeah, we'll figure it out this weekend or next week or something.
Or play more games. I don't know.
I mean, you tell me to come over again to play that game, and I'll be there. So,
did you like it?
I liked it a lot. Yeah. It was really good. Yeah. We're talking about Return to the Dark Tower.
Return to Dark Tower.
Yeah,
man,
it was good.
Those games were swift kick in the nuts, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We played 2 games. We lost 2 games.
Yeah. The first game, I was ambitious. I threw in one of the expansions, and it made it way harder.
It does. Yes. Yeah.
And we were doing actually very well in our second game until we weren't.
Until we weren't.
Yeah.
We had so much momentum. We got cocky. We lost. The end. Yep.
All right. Before I talk about my last 2 things, you've been excited about Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah. Have you checked this out yet, Drew?
I have not.
Okay. So, I guess it's like the indie game that's taking the internet by storm. I heard about it on the Besties podcast. Basically, Cult of the Lamb is take a kind of procedural roguelite like Hades, combine it with Animal Crossing and Satan, and you get Cult of the Lamb. It's really broken down into 2 pieces. I don't know which one is the primary. They both are very equal, but they're very, very, very different. The notion is hey, you're a lamb, and you're a cult leader for I think the god is called He Who Waits. And the first part is kind of this little base building mechanic where you have to get followers and make sure they're fed and they're healthy and preach them sermons and collect their devotion and give them gifts and lock them in prison when they dissent and sometimes sacrifice them, sometimes marry them, sometimes eat them. There's a lot of stuff going on there. But basically, you're a cult leader and you run the cult. And the other half is you go on crusades trying to kill like these 4 bosses, these 4 other gods that have imprisoned your god. And that is very much like it's a roguelike. You go through it, you bash on monsters, you get stuff, you get builds. It is both extremely fun and at the moment extremely frustrating.
Okay.
Especially they've just released. There's lots of there's bugs. There's bugs. Lots of bugs. They've patched the version on the PC is a little bit ahead of the console. The consoles are going through the whole certification process. But even on PC, you get issues where like maybe you do a killing blow on the boss, but you accidentally knock him out of like the map and you can't collect the thing you need to complete the quest. So you have to go and stop. There's certain issues where like you just get locked out of a quest. I had a really bad one where basically it's part of like the base building thing. Sometimes your followers give you missions. And one of my missions was to marry this particular person. But the bug on the console is right now when you go into your temple, only 6 people go in. And the person I'm supposed to marry, I could never get them to go in the temple ever.
Oh, neat.
So I couldn't marry them and the timer ran out and everyone was pissed at me. And then,
What are you playing on, by the way?
PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. My filthy, filthy console gamer.
I wasn't sure if you were doing this on Switch or...
I've heard this. I've seen the Switch version. it's real bad on Switch right now. Like the frames just drop a lot, but it's a very ambitious game. I think the developer, in a couple of months, I think they'll have a lot of these bugs ironed out, and it'll be a much better experience. But even then, it's there's just a joy to it. It's this juxtaposition of these, because your cult's made up of animals, right? You get horses and cats and dogs and foxes, and you're a lamb, and these cute little animals. And then, you're like, I need to get everyone's devotion up, so I think I'll sacrifice somebody. And you get everybody in the temple and you sacrifice them, and these tentacles come up and grab them, and everybody's smiling and cheering like, yay!
So I have seen like a few quick little videos, and the reviews have been very positive about it.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely a game I would love to play.
Yep.
I just haven't yet.
Yeah. I recommend giving it a shot. It's fun. For me personally, I think I like the base building component more, but the game keeps pushing you to progress and going and killing the bosses and doing another run, and yeah.
Well, I mean, this game is published by Devolver Digital, which they make some extremely good games. The other one that they did, I think it was last year, that was really kind of good too, if you're into little sort of indie puzzle games, is Inscription.
Oh,
I don't know if you played that.
I have not played it yet, but it's on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, Inscription they did. Let's see, what else did they do? Loop Hero was one they did. Minute's really cute. I like Minute a lot. Carrion. Oh, Carrion's gross, but so cool. Trying to think what else they did. Heave Ho is pretty fun. Yeah, they do a lot. Oh, My Friend Pedro is still one of theirs too.
I played that. Yep.
Yeah, yep. Devolver Digital does some good stuff. How hard is the roguelike part of it?
So there's different. I am currently up against the second boss. It can be a little twitchy. But basically it's not super complicated. Enemies blink when they're going to attack. You figure out what their attacks are. You have a weapon attack. You have a curse, which is basically a spell. You get one randomly assigned to you when you start your run. It never feels unfair. It can be kind of frantic at times, but if what I've been doing is, when I kind of hit a little bit of I feel like I'm hitting a wall on that progression, I just kind of stop and I go back and, I tend to my flock and I gather to the devotion and get a little bit stronger and, maybe unlock some better weapons and some better hearts by, or better curses by, preaching them sermons every day. And I go back in and take another run. And it's nice. Like you collect resources, so that, wood, stone, money, food, whatever. When you die, you only lose you lose 25% of what you have, right? So you keep 75%. The only bad things, like you can choose. There's a point where you get a power where you can choose to leave at any time. You still lose like the 25%. If you die on your crusade, obviously you get resurrected because your job's not done yet. But every time you die, your flock's like, oh, and they lose a little bit of their faith.
I really like the look of the artwork.
Yeah. All the characters are kind of like this cute, smiley 2D. The sound's really good. I wish the soundtrack was a little bit more evil, but that's not for everybody. It works well with the cute vibe. Like, it's just this weird juxtaposition of all these happy, smiling, creature, these little animals, and oh, somebody died, so I have an ability where I can turn the body into meat and then feed the meat to my cult followers, and they love that. They can't get enough of that.
Can't get enough of that wonderful duff.
Every follower has their own little quirks, so some of them may get sick easier, some of them may be harder to level up or descent quicker. So yeah, it's cute. Right. It's highly recommended. Just note that you're probably going to hit a bug or two playing it. You're just going to have to, save, restart. try it again and go through. Yeah.
Man, I really should just buy it. I was hoping it would come to Xbox Game Pass, but it doesn't look like it has.
This feels like a Game Pass game. Like, yeah. Yeah, but it's not there. It's $25.
It is 20. Well, there's also, looks like there's some DLC, a Cultist pack. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Let's see. Cult of the Lamb Cultist pack. What is in the Cultist pack? It's an extra $5.
7-piece decoration pack for your commune. Yeah, meh.
Well, I gotta have that.
Five exclusive follower forms. There you go. Yep.
5 exclusive follower.
So as you go and do your crusades, sometimes you come across people that you can rescue, and you teleport them back to your camp. Then the next time you're back, you get them and you indoctrinate them into the cult. And at that time, so like, you may go like, oh, look, it's a horse. You're like, I don't want a horse. I really want a narwhal. So when you indoctrinate them, you can give them a new name, because of course you can. And you can pick what animal they are. Every animal has a bunch of different colors and a couple variations of like markings on their face. You can't change it after the fact. At least I don't know how to do that yet. But so like you basically can also unlock additional forms. So you can go like, oh, I want everybody to be, fish people, and make everybody fish people. Yeah.
Is there like a talking skull? Or no, never mind. I'm like looking at the Steam thing. It looks like somebody's streaming it live and like they have a skull as like their avatar. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Okay, you sold me. I'm probably going to pick that up.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. I spent money today.
Ooh, what did you buy?
I bought a new keyboard.
Okay.
So we have talked many, many, many times on this podcast about different keyboards. You recently got one not too long ago. You have it's something Pro. Which one was it?
I have the K8 Pro from Keychron. Yeah.
So funny enough, Micro Center sells that.
Do they?
Yeah.
They sell it assembled or in the kit?
It's like a box. Okay. I think it's everything.
Okay.
I think it's already pre-assembled. So, this used to be so simple. It used to be so simple to pick a keyboard because at the time there were, Cherry made the best industry standard switches, and you had reds and browns and blues and greens, and then all of a sudden we had clears and we had Gaterons and we had linears and we had optical switches and things got nutty.
They sure did.
Yeah, so I went to Micro Center after I was done working out today because I've been desperately trying to get a new Raspberry Pi.
Oh, okay.
So, quick sidebar. I went to update my Pi hole the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And my Pi hole, not even update my Pi hole software, like update the OS on the Pi hole, and it would not let me. Because apparently Raspbian is no longer like doing updates for Raspberry Pi 3s.
Really?
I tried to upgrade my OS. Or no, it was Pi-hole. Sorry. I think it was Pi-hole itself, not the OS, but Pi-hole is no longer supporting the version of Raspbian I'm running. So I can't update the core software or something. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go get a new Raspberry Pi. I'll format it, I'll import all my settings, and that'll give me an excuse to buy a new Raspberry Pi. They've been really, really hard to get. For whatever reason, Micro Center has gotten in literally every other piece of electronics that store can possibly have. Like they even have Apple cinema or not cinema displays. What's the other one?
Studio displays.
Studio displays. They even have studio displays in stock. But you want a Raspberry Pi or even an Arduino board right now, like you just cannot find them at Micro Center. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I was in there I stopped in to see if they had gotten any in, and I was like, I'll walk around as one does. And I went over to the keyboard aisle. And what I've discovered is Micro Center is now starting to get in the business of selling complete custom keyboards.
Okay.
And again, this is a whole subculture that I've only ever scratched the surface on. So the idea is, and you alluded to it with the Keychron thing, is you can basically start with an empty PCB. Mm-hmm. You then have to buy all the switches. You have to buy all the keycaps. You have to buy the case,
plates. Yeah,
you have to buy all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And Micro Center has two brands that they offer. This is experience, the word I'm looking for. They have two brands that they sort of offer this experience for. The first is their in-house brand, which I think they call Red Dragon. And look, I think I'm being generous when I say it is like an entry-level custom keyboard experience. The price point certainly reflects it. The material certainly reflect it. Like it's like a plastic base. They have switches and keycaps that are I'm sure they're fine. I'm not trying to knock anybody that has invested in that. The other brand they carry is a brand called Glorious, and Glorious makes custom keyboard components, and you can go absolutely nuts with this. I mean, they have an entire almost section of the keyboard aisle dedicated to this. So I went in there today, and the first thing I sort of noticed when I walked down the keyboard aisle is that the sample keyboards, I couldn't even type on them because they're behind plexiglass, because I guess people were stealing the keycaps.
I was going to say, bet people are stealing the keycaps.
Yeah, or the switches.
Yeah.
So they basically covered them up. But they did have like a little switch tester. Now, here's the interesting thing. So I did pick one up, and I'll sort of give a little mini capsule review here in a minute. The thing that I bought was their pre-assembled kit, because again, if you want to do this, if you want the whole hog experience, you buy the PCB, you buy the plate, you buy the case, you buy the cord, you buy the switches, you buy the keycaps, and then depending on your keyboard case, like you also have to buy a little aluminum knob for your volume control if you have one, or your board has that, right? Anyway, they have everything there. They have multiple keycap sets. They have some that are translucent, some that are not, some that are double shot, some that are not. They had everything there. And like my head was starting to swim a little bit. So what they have is and the one that I got, and I'll put a link in the show notes here so you can go take a look at it, is I bought the Glorious GMMK Pro 75% custom keyboard pre-assembled.
Okay.
And if you go to that link, you can see all the different components and things that you can buy for this. I did buy extra keycaps, and I did buy a plate, but I have not opened them yet. I may actually return them, because the only thing I don't like about this particular setup on the pre-built is a black case with white keys. And that will show filth at some point.
At some point, yes, it will.
Yeah, but if I'm careful and maybe keep it a little bit nicer, it'll look okay for a little while. But I this will be cruising for new keycaps, and of course, I can't be seen with keycaps that don't match my case, and I can't be seen with keycaps that don't match my little knob or my cord. So this kit, which is several $100s, can turn into several more $100 very, very quickly.
Yeah, I get that. I replaced the keycaps on my keyboards because I wanted it to match my new computer better. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. What can I say about this thing? So I've had it home now since I've gotten home from working out and going to Micro Center. I have played a few games on it. I have typed.
What switches do they have?
Great question. So that's the first thing I sort of want to talk about here. Okay. So the switches that these guys make is they have their own type of switches. I think they're the ones that make them. So, and this is where things got a little bit interesting. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Yep. I see they have like the Glorious Panda.
Yes.
The Glorious Lynx.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have Glorious Lynx, Glorious Panda, and Glorious, there's another one. Glorious Fox, I think, is the other one.
Okay.
There's actually 3. I got the one that came with mine. Hold on, let me look at the box because I can't remember. Ah, crap. Shit. These came with the Glorious Fox linear mechanical switches.
Okay.
And it is an absolute joy to type on, and an absolute joy to game on.
Nice.
This kit, right? So here's everything you get in the box. You get the 80. It's an 83 key. I think it's a 65% keyboard, right? Is that
75? I think
75.
Yeah.
It is an aluminum body, and brother, this has some heft. Like this thing is very heavy. I want to say fully assembled, this thing is probably pushing like 8 or 9 pounds easily.
Wow.
Yeah, it's heavy. but it doesn't slide around on my desk at all. Like I literally have to apply some force to get this thing to move around. The switches are also pre-lubed, and what I found very interesting, and again, I had no idea this was a thing. Like you can lube your switches.
You can. Yep.
Yeah, you can also add dampeners. These aren't dampened, but they are pre-lubed. They had a sample in the store where they had the Fox switches, and you could test them lubed and unlubed, and there was just a slight perceptible difference. But again, I just wanted to sort of dip my toe. Well, at this price point, I don't know if this is really dipping my toes, but just kind of get the starter kit and customize from there, right? Because this has everything I need, and I would totally have seen myself picking out each of these components and like forgetting one and having like a non-functional keyboard. It is RGB enabled. I have it turned down right now. I don't have it at its full brightness. So you can do per key lighting with the included software, which again, I'm going to get on my high horse and say that PC manufacturers, listen, we need to have an open standard for RGB controls. I don't want 6 pieces of software for everything on my computer that has RGB. I'll give you this
because they want you to stay in the family and just buy one brand of all that stuff.
Well, so for like my setup right now, like Asus sort of gets it. Like the Asus Armory Crate software, which is what they use, it can successfully control my graphics card RGB. It can control my motherboard RGB. It can even control my memory RGB. It can do all of those things. But like peripherals, like mice, keyboard, anything else that's RGB, lights outside of your computer, I just wish that, and okay, I'm willing to concede that a thing like a mouse where you can set DPIs and different profiles and reassign buttons and, for the keyboard doing per key lighting, okay, I get it. But I just wish there was a standard thing that this could just control it, and I didn't need 8 pieces of software for all of my disparate RGB, but I digress. So it came with the white keycap set. It also came with interchangeable keys for Mac and PC.
Nice.
So if I want to use it on my Mac, I can swap the keys out. The software to actually program the keyboard is PC only at the time right now, so it is what it is. But if you if I plug it into the PC and set the colors and then disconnect it and reconnect it, like it should stay and it'll work. It came with a really nice braided cable, which again, if you're looking at the website, you'll probably have seen it. It's actually a pretty nice cable, I gotta say. So the cable itself is coiled, and then one end of it has like a Balun connector that has to screw into the other part of it, which is the rest of the USB cable that goes to the computer. It is a very, very nice looking cable. Mine is black because that's what matches the case. Everything about the keys type very well here. You want a little sample? I want Daddy to hit you with a sample.
I do.
All right, hold on. Let me turn the microphone upside down. Hold on.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's a little ASMR. It's definitely, I don't think, as clicky as my other keyboard because I think I had reds on my previous keyboard, like cherry reds. But these do very nice. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Like I said, I did some email on it for work, and then I fired up like Destiny and played a little bit. The only like review of this that I've read that wasn't favorable is it doesn't have any adjustable feet. So it just lays there like me, and waits for people to use it. So so it's good. It's good. I will like I said, my next upgrade of this will probably be the keycaps, but because this is a fully customizable, hot swappable thing, I can really make this mine over time. But for now, it's actually like really good. And it really came down to me either doing the Keychron like you have or this. So I spent a little bit extra because this seemed to be a little more customizable. I really like the look of the gray Keychron that has like the yellow Ender key.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one a lot, but that has been out of stock like forever, or I would have already ordered one of those. And all Micro Center had was black.
So how do you like the 75% layout?
So it's going to take a little getting used to.
Yeah, I've avoided those because I mean, I do a 10 keyless, right? Which I guess is, I don't know what percentage that is. There's no 10 key pad, but everything else is the same.
Yeah, so
But
my previous keyboard was 10 keyless. So it
Mhm.
was full-size keyboard, I mean, not a full-size keyboard. It was 10 keyless, and it had the arrow keys, and it had the full quadrant of like page up, page down,
Yeah.
everything.
Which
This,
I live with those. Like I use those all the time.
yeah, so this doesn't have that. This has delete, page up, page down, and end in a vertical line, sort of just above the arrow keys. I'm managing. It's definitely gonna take me a little while to sort of get used to that because I'm used to delete being in a very specific place. I just kind of reach over and tap it with my pinky.
Yeah.
That is no longer the case. So I'm going to have to maybe get used to this a little bit more. But so far I'm coping. Check back in a week if I don't return it.
Yeah.
But there were times where I like just sort of subconsciously reached over and nope, that's where page down is. That's not delete.
Yeah. Is there even a delete key on there?
Yeah, it has delete, page up, page down, and end.
Okay. Some on the one photo has a home button, page up, page down, end.
I think that might be for like the Mac.
Yeah. Okay.
Keys, maybe. Let me look. GMMK Pro, the pre-built. No, if you look at the if you click on the pre-built link when you look at GMMK Pro, you'll see it. It has delete, page up, page down, and end.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's there. But it's definitely not in the same place that it was. Everything else is good. Everything else about this is good. I really like the feel of the keycaps. I don't like that they're white.
How's the knob?
Chonky.
Good.
Yeah, like it's got the tactile sort of thing where so right now it's hooked up to my PC because that's where I'm recording this, right? And if I turn the knob just ever so slightly, it's got like little tactile feedback and it reduces the volume by 2 each time.
Nice.
And you can press it in and mute.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it's good. It's good.
Nice.
The knob is good, and it's like machined aluminum too, so it's got like knurling around it and everything. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Anyway, was it worth the money? To be continued.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm not getting rid of the box because this was the most expensive keyboard I've ever bought.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's sort of getting into that whole custom keyboard lifestyle, so we'll see sort of how it goes.
Got it.
Okay. Now let's talk about my side project.
Okay. I'm an empty vessel.
Okay. So Paul,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a notary.
Okay. You're a notary. Okay.
I'm a notary public. I have
Okay.
officially received my notary commission.
Okay.
That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening this week. No. All right. Where do you want to unpack this?
Why?
All right.
Why? Let's start with why.
All right. Everybody seems to have a side hustle these days.
Okay.
When we were selling our house, so again, when we moved, we bought our new house, and then we moved, did a little bit of light renovation and painting, and sold our other house. Throughout that process, I had to go and get a notary to come and notarize some documents so I could like recast my mortgage and everything.
Yep.
I'm sure there's been points in your life where you've used notaries, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's the general rule about notaries?
The general rule, you have to pay them.
Well, yeah, but their pay is capped, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I mean, like, from what I understand I don't know what kind of intense, rigorous training goes in, but
we'll talk about that.
The general, what I've kind of always assumed is the notary is it's someone that the government trusts that will witness you actually sign a document and then notarize it, basically saying that, yes, they were present while this document was signed. No one was forced to sign anything. It was all, it was all done freely and above board. And it's kind of just like, it's like a way to say, nope, we're not doing crimes here.
Yeah. So the general requirement is you have to be there. You have to show ID.
Yep.
You have to go there, or people have to come to you, or you have to go to them. And when we were doing all of this, I was trying to find a notary because both Mandy and I had to be there. She was in school at the time, so it's not like it was easy for her to take off on a school day and meet me somewhere to go get something notarized.
Right.
So there are people, notary publics, that will come to you. And they show up. They've got all their equipment, which we'll talk about the gear, because we're all here for the gear. We'll talk about the gear in a minute. We're all here for the gear. But they will come to you and do notary things to you and then leave. So I thought to myself, that's not a bad racket. Like, if you could do that a couple times a week, like, are you going to get rich? No. But are you going to be able to go out to dinner? Are you going to be able to, like, buy a video game or something and maybe learn a few things about how these processes work in the process and maybe buy some cool shit as you go? And the answer is yes. So I have been kicking around that idea for a while. So over the past few weeks, I pulled the trigger and I initiated the process. So here's the journey that you sort of have to go on to make this happen. So in order to become a notary, it's like a 3-step process. You first have to enroll in a class that teaches you sort of the do's and don'ts of being a notary. It doesn't actually cover, like, showing up and notarizing a document for somebody. It doesn't actually teach you how to do that, but it does explain to you, like, are you doing an acknowledgement? Are you doing an affidavit? Are you doing a title transfer for a car, which is a sort of acknowledgement? What are you authorized to do and what are you not authorized to do? And are you an attorney-based notary? I am not. Or are you a non-attorney notary? I am. So there are, like, very clear guidelines about what you can and can't do. And to go back to what I said before, in Ohio, notaries are not allowed to charge more than $5 per notarial act.
Really?
Yes.
So what is, so if you have to, like, notarize 4 pieces of paper, that you can charge $20?
It is not per signature. It is per notarial act.
I know I've paid more than that.
You probably have.
Okay.
You probably have. So this is very recent from what I understand. Okay. But in the case of the mobile notaries, the notaries that come to you, if both parties agree on a number before the notary comes to you, then you can like set the thing. So, like, when the gentleman came and did that for us, it was, here's where I'm coming from. And he sort of had, like, an Excel formula of mileage plus time plus notary act equals X. Got it. So you were paying for his time, you were paying for his travel, you were paying for the notarial act. I think we paid like $85 or something.
You're paying $5 for the actual stamp, but $75 for him to come out and be there. Okay.
Because he was coming all the way from like the other side of town, and it was after 5 o'clock.
Yeah. We used one of those when we refinanced a house, because it was during COVID times. So we had a notary come out and we signed it outside with the notary there. Yep.
So the first thing you have to do is you sort of have to take that class. You can do it all online. You can also do it in person if you want, but the Columbus Bar Association is who I went through. They have a notary class. You sign up. It's like 3 hours of education. It's like a 2.5 hour long seminar broken into 2 parts. They give you all the course material, and then when you're done, you can immediately then take an online exam. I only missed one question.
Okay.
And I think it was because of the way it was worded, but I only missed one question, so I passed.
Congratulations.
So that is 2/3 of the process. You need a certificate of completion for the education, and you need a certification saying you passed the test. So I did all that. I did all that over like a weekend. Like, I signed up on a Friday afternoon, and then it was like raining on a Saturday. So like literally I had my coffee at my computer and I just watched the video and read the material and took the test. It was really not that hard. I would hate to make a mistake, because what they tell you is, like, if I screw up a notary signature, like, I can sometimes be held liable for damages.
Ooh.
So so like the example they gave in class was, hey, somebody's doing a title transfer for a car, and the person that you were supposed to, one of the people's signature was already done ahead of time, and the other person showed their ID, and the person notarized it. Well, turns out the other person didn't really sign it, so like you transferred a car to somebody when they didn't want them to. Like it was like a whole scenario, right? And the notary can be liable in certain situations like that. So you can carry insurance against that and type of stuff, but I haven't signed up for any of that yet. But anyway, the class was pretty good. I thought the Columbus Bar Association, like it was actually recorded there, and like the video was actually pretty good. It was like some guy giving the class and everything. So I did all that. And then the final piece of it, and the thing that I sort of alluded to last time we talked, was you have to have a criminal records check.
Okay.
So I had to go downtown to the Columbus Bar Association, because of course they offered this as well.
I mean, you can't just have anybody being a notary, right? They have to be upstanding citizens.
Yeah, no crimes of moral turpitude, no felonies, no. There are definitely things that I feel like I could easily like step on a landmine here if I'm not careful. There's all sorts of things that you basically have to be an upright citizen, right? Like you have to be somebody who you could totally trust with your money, and your social security number sometimes. But like,
yeah.
Anyway. So I went down to the Columbus Bar Association, filled out some paperwork, and you have to get fingerprinted. And that they said it was running about 4 weeks. I got mine in a week. A letter came in the mail saying, hey, you're fine. You don't have any criminal record on file. You can go ahead. So I had to like scan that. And then I had to take my class certificate. I had to take my test certificate. I had to take that. And I had to like practice my signature, because now I have to sign pieces of paper for a living. So like I had to practice my signature. I had to like sign something, take a picture of it with my phone, to like have my picture of my signature on file, upload all of that to the county auditor's website.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, what is it? Secretary of State's website. Upload all of that, kind of wait a little bit, and then I got an email saying, hey, congratulations, you're a notary now. Here's your commission number. And now I have to order all of my stamps, all of my seals. Like you have to have a couple different ink stamps. You have to have an embosser. Certain documents require an embosser. It's interesting.
So how much do they charge for that stuff?
All right. So up to this point, I'm probably about 250 in. The notary class, I think was $100. The fee to apply to be a notary was like $50. There was another fee I had to do as well. I can't remember. Let me send you the page for the notary stuff. So, and again, you can buy this pretty much anywhere, but I'll put a link in the show notes here for you. Okay, well, that's not where the home key is. Oh, I don't have a home key. Ooh, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I need a home key. I think I can put it on there, though. Page up, page down. Yeah, I don't have a home key, buddy. Uh-oh. So if you go to that page I just put in there, that's where you can get the notary supplies. And so if you click on that, like they have different kits you can buy. I think there's like an everything kit. So if you click on like notary stamps, embossers, pads, and ink, the package A is like another $90, and that comes with a bunch of stamps, refill ink, your embosser, all that stuff. And like you have to use different stamps in different situations, this and that. But that's like the minimum of I think what I would need. So that's
not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No. So I think when I'm all said and done, I'll be in for about $300 to get this whole thing like done and be a notary. Now, that's if I want to stop here.
Okay.
So as a notary, I am eligible to do in-person notarial acts.
Okay.
I can also do electronic notary acts, but that is not the same as online notarizations.
Okay.
So certain electronic documents I'm eligible to notarize.
Can you notarize this podcast?
Can I notarize this podcast? I can notarize your face. So if you want, there are certain things you can do online as a notary too. That is a whole separate class and a whole separate thing that you have to apply for. It's like a whole separate set of training. It has a much, much higher cost of entry. I think the filing fee is like $250. But the idea there is you wouldn't even have to leave. You wouldn't have to leave your house to do the notarization. So you can purchase or lease software that your customers or your clients could upload their documents to. You can get on a webcam, show me some ID. You good? Okay, great. Well, boom, boom, boom. And you can notarize the documents electronically. I'm strongly considering doing that because it'd be cool to like do that a couple times a week.
Right.
And there are separate fees to charge for that as well. So you can charge a little bit more for the convenience of that. There are also other trainings you can do for like specific real estate transactions that might require an extra level of training and things like that as well. I'm also looking into that. But where I really need your help, Paul, is I'm going to have to build a website. So I need a name. No, I'm not asking you to build the website. I'm going to go with Squarespace for this.
Okay, makes sense.
But I need a name for my business. Go.
Oh, you need a name for your business.
Yeah, so I'm basically gonna go with an LLC.
Okay.
For this.
Okay.
Which will protect me and my assets a little bit. Should I decide to take this a little more seriously? So I need a name for my business, which in turn will be basically the name of my website.
Ooh.
BigTittyNotary.com. Is it free? Let's fire up the registrar.
So DrewStamps.com is available.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh my God. I want Big Titty Notary.
I mean, though,
BigTittyNotary.us.com is available. I probably can't do that.
You probably shouldn't do that. Oh.
What else? Okay, so DrewStamps.com.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I thought that was my first thought was DrewStamps.com.
That's pretty good, buddy. That's gonna be hard to beat. DrewStamps.com is $12 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my name in the company though.
Okay.
I like where your head's at, but I want to. This needs to be somewhat professional, but like inside jokes are okay.
Hey, if you got $2,000, you can get bigstamps.com.
Big Stamp Energy. Bigstamps.com. Big Stamp Energy is $12 a year.
You can get bigstamps.energy.
Bigstamps.eu for an Ohio notary. How would that work?
Bigstampsenergy.com is available.
Bigstamps.info. Holy shit, $1,800 for bigstamps.com. I'm looking at Google domains.
Okay. I'm on Hover.
Yeah, bigstamps.energy is $120 a year.
Yeah. Bigstamps.energy.
Big Stamps.
I don't know why that's so good.
Big Stamps.energy is good. Big Stamps. Okay, I'm gonna. That one's going on the list. Big Stamps.energy. All right, that's on the list. Like I would pay that. What else we got? Shit. How about we sign you pay? We sign you pay. We sign you pay .us is $12 a year.
Stamp.me is taken, unfortunately.
Damn, stamp.me is good. Stamp.me is good. Like in anything stamp or stamps related, like you're gonna have to like go to war with like stamp collectors probably.
Yeah.
What else we got? Sloppysignature.com. Sloppysigs.com. Sloppysigs.com is available. Sloppysigs.com. Sloppysigs.com is $12 a year.
Notarize.fun.
Notarize.fun? Is that legit available?
It's available.
Notarize. There's no reason I can't have multiple domains, by the way. Notarize.fun. That's good. Notarize.fun. Oh shit, dude, that's good. You're good at this. Give me some more. What else we got? How about I really like the word jurat.
Jur-
Have you ever heard of
Jurat?
Jurat? Jurat. Have you ever heard of a jurat?
I have not.
So a jurat is another name for an affidavit. So like when
Okay.
you're signing a document, sometimes it'll say affidavit, sometimes it'll say jurat.
Okay.
How about jurata be kidding me?
I love it. I love it.
Jurata be kidding me. Jurata be kidding me. How about that? Jurata be kidding me.
That's amazing.
JurataBeKiddingMe.com is $12. Oh my god, that's pretty good, right?
You also get JurataBeKidding.me.
Oh,
for that extra touch of class.
Oh man, that's good too. That's $20 a year. How is that more than the .com?
So right now the .me domains are on sale on Hover. So just saying you get it for $10 for this year. Then it's $20. But
yeah, but I'm just looking at Google domains because it's easy. But insights, advantages. This ending .me has been popular recently.
Mm-hmm.
Considerations. Part of this name isn't made up of common words. So
JurataBeKiddingMe.computer.
Jurata be kidding me. Yeah.
Oh.
Jurata be kidding me. .online. .space. .club. .biz.
Jurata be kidding me. Now, no one's going to know how to spell that.
No. Jurata be kidding me though. Like if I ever go to like the National Notary Convention, that's clever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more to go out on here. Really get after it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go to thesaurus.com. I'm gonna start looking for some synonyms. See what else comes back up to me.
Embossy mommy. That's available. No, you don't have to emboss a lot of things. That's not good. DonaldTrumpNotary.com.
Probably not. I mean, you may get a lot of business, or I mean, you're definitely gonna skew a certain way. Let's just say that.
Exactly. $12 a year for Donald Trump Notary. MAGA Notary. It's really popular. This MAGA Notary. Yep, MAGA Notary is definitely available. Man, I don't know if I want that clientele.
Yeah.
What else can we do?
Mm-hmm.
Pens. Pen is mightier.
Oh, okay. How about witnessme.online?
Oh my God. Witnessme. Witnessme.online.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Observer me. Oh my God. That could really testify me.
Mm-hmm.
Testifyme.org.
Witnessme.fun is also available.
Witnessme's not bad. Witness, because it's witness my hand, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's what the stamp says is witness my hand.
Yeah.
Witnessme.what.org .biz
.online is what I went right for online. I don't know why.
Witness.me is unavailable.
It is. Yeah, that's too. Witness.me is too good. I wonder who's
witnessme.com, witnessme.video, witnessme.today. That's not bad. Who has what kind of TLD is that? Evidence me, witnessme.gif. Wait, .gif? Oh, witnessme.legal.
Ooh.
I'm not a
yeah, I probably can't do that.
Yeah, I probably can't do that. Probably get into trouble for that one. That's not bad. Damn, we're close on that. We're close on that one. Oh, fuck. What else? Fuck. There's got to be something. Come on, one more.
I like Witness Me. I don't know, Witness Me dot something. Oh.
Witness my hand. That's got to be taken, right?
Okay. Witness
the hand. Witnessmyhand.com. Witnessmyhand.com is available.
Is it really?
$12 a year. Witness my hand. But that's Witness me. Witness my hand is available. Do I want do I want something Dublin related? No. Notary slut. Notary slut. Notary Hole. Notaryhole.com. Notaryhole.com is available. Notary Slut. What about Notary Slut? That's available.
I mean, how could it not be?
Notary
Notaryslut.me. I don't know why I like these .me so much.
They're very popular right now, according to Google Domains.
Oh, Hover says, invest in yourself.
Yeah. Notary Bitch. Notarybitch.com is available. That's going on the list.
Notaryslut.tech.
Notaryslut.eu.
Notaryslut.fun. That's also available.
What is ICU?
I don't know.
Notarybitch.icu. Notarybitch.wtf. WTF's a TLD?
Apparently.
Notarybitch.vegas. Notarybitch.dentist. Come on down to notarybitch.dentist. We got all your signing needs. Fuck. Notarybitch.mortgage. Notarybitch.supplies. Oh, if I had a notary supply business, that'd be great. Notary Bitch. Call the Notary Bitch. Oh my God, can you imagine my business cards?
Yeah.
All right. So we've had some examples here. If you are a listener, I'm still probably a little bit away.
I got it.
Okay. All right. What is it?
Notaryslut.ceo.
Notaryslut.ceo. Okay. I might just buy all of these for the hell of them. Notaryslut.ceo.
.ceo is $100 because it is a premium domain.
Okay. Settle down.
Notaryslut.republican.
You joke, but I will get one of these bad domain names. That's really good. That is superb. That is superb. Okay. If you're a listener, so I'm still so where am I at in this process right now? Well, I am a commissioned notary.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on my supplies to get here. I'm probably going to do some of the other continuing education stuff to sort of expand my reach a little bit. So I'm probably a couple weeks away from actually like launching this business because I want to do the Squarespace thing. I'm working on like getting an LLC set up, and that has its own like fees and filings and waiting periods. So I'm a little bit away from doing this. So if you're listening to this and you have ideas, tweet at us. We will certainly consider all the options, and I might end up with multiple domain names as a result of this.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Well, let's wrap this one up.
Hey, we're on the internet, doingbest.com. Send those sweet domain ideas to at doingbestpod on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Paul Baylor. And where can we find you, Drew?
And I'm on Twitter at notaryslut.biz. No, I'm on Twitter at PITTFURG Pittsburgh.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.